So Sky digs this pit before we ever start, and the reason he digs the pit is we use 42 gallons a foot to drill. So it takes a tremendous amount of water to lubricate the drill bit. And so all of that goes into here. And we have to get the water, so we have to truck the water in because we can't use salt water. So they have to truck lots and lots and lots of loads of water in just to drill. Well, when the remains come out, you can see the remains. There's what's called a mud logger, and he can't leave ever. He has to stay here around the clock because the driller never stops. So he's got to stay here around the clock, taking samples around the clock. They're looking for all sorts of stuff. What are they looking for, Bill?
Looking for fluorescent oil in the sand. Mainly fluorescence, I guess, first. Yep. And the fluorescence shows oil. That's what oil looks like. I
mean, they're real bright. They're bright purple. Under the microscope, I mean, they just stand out. And then you got the little white specks that stand out.
It's a delayed test, actually, because the actual drill is still going on. But it takes about 30 minutes, 32 minutes for it to come up on the backside. And
so wow. It takes 32 minutes once they're drilling for it just to come up the hole.
Yeah.
So
and he's timing it at the same time, so he knows the exact depth where that came from.
Really?
So when he makes his, he'll make a whole chart on it, and it's colored chart. It's really accurate. And then when we go back down with the logger, right after the drill, an open hole, we go down in and actually log it electronically.
Yeah.
And then we compare his log with the electronic log, almost always the same. And it tells us the right depth and the places we can drill. Really, it goes to electricity. How much porosity shows you how much oil, how much water, or where it's at.
So then the drill rig leaves because they set the drill rig drills. They set a 5.5 inch pipe and they leave. Then this what's called a workover rig, and so for the rest of this well's life, the only thing that'll come out here will be this what's called a workover rig. And so what the workover rig does is lots of things.
It does maintenance.
It does maintenance. It's the maintenance rig. But initially, well, it doesn't do it. Another truck does it. But they come out and they blow apart the pipe where we think the oil is at, right? They explode it everywhere. And then they put acid in it to eat up the concrete. Well, then the workover rig comes, and what they do was what they're going to do tomorrow is they swab. So they take a cup and they go down the hole and they turn the motor up really, really high RPMs. They pull that thing up as fast as they can, and they're trying to create a vacuum coming up the hole to get the fluid coming up the hole. And so when you do that, that's when you see some of the videos where it goes and you see the oil. It's like sucking diesel fuel out of a tank, right, with the hose. That's what they're trying to do here. And then as soon as they get it to where Bill makes the call, he's like, okay, we're done swabbing. They turn the pump on, and then the pump pumps much, much, much slower than what a swab does. A swab will pull out what? What is a swab? But how much does it pull out per pull?
7 barrels a run.
Yeah. Okay, so think about this. So it'll pull 7 barrels out in one run. How many barrels do you put in?
Oh gosh, sometimes 500.
Right.
That's what we just put in, 500.
So it takes days potentially of swabbing just to get the water back out of the hole so the oil can come with it. And then they have to build this on site after they've done that. And then this takes a lot of tweaking. So tell them about the teeth, Sky. What's this teeth and all this stuff for?
This thing has to be balanced when it goes up and down. That way it don't get the runaways. So you look at your amp draws mostly, and it tells you where to set those. So if it's trying to go down too fast, then you move the weights out. And if it's struggling to go down, then you move the weights in, which takes the pressure off of the arm.
And how fast do you pump? Well, how fast do you decide to pump, Bill? Or Sky?
You can go 3 strokes to 12 strokes.
Why would there be a difference?
Depending on the water level in the holes, you have to electronically shoot the hole, find out where the water level is, and try to stay in an area, a zone of oil. And it could be totally full or it could be almost empty.